shelf. I done my job. You take my hand and unscrew right here, and I can separate that. It's that easy. No knife, no nothing. There's your white meat and your dark meat. That's the way I judge how I done my job. Let's see the juices. Let's pour out.
Next month, I'll be 81.
Yeah.
This is the best chicken I've ever tasted for my life.
Well, that's a hell of a
I don't know what he did to it. You don't ask him because he won't tell.
Oh, he will tell you. But that's what this little documentary is about. We're telling you how how this is done, and wanted to keep the heritage alive because it's a important part of the community.
First time that Byron was introduced to this so-called Lincoln County chicken was the Lincoln Community Center was having their cook-off. He wanted to see this thing almost start to finish. So I talked to one of the organizers or whatever. He said it starts about 4 o'clock as on off. I said, well, you go back 4 o'clock. I said, what time do you put the chickens on? About 6 o'clock. I said, all right, we get there, we see this thing from the beginning. He said, yes. So we got out there, sure enough, they just put the chickens on the pit. 700 halves on 2 pits, 350 per pit. They had a stack of wood size this building right here that had set one end on fire, to shovel coals out of it. Happened to be election year. One of the Caterans is running. Here she comes. Barreling up there, I said, Miss Peggy, I said, you forget it. I said, these 2 fellas from Florida, they can't vote for you, and I done voted. So you can concentrate on somebody else. So she walked off. So we go in, get in line. At that time, you could eat inside. We went through the line, got our plates, half the chicken, 2 tablespoonfuls of baked beans, and 2 tablespoonfuls of coleslaw, a couple pieces of white bread, and a drink. So we sat down at the table. Well, Byron, he jumped on the chicken with both feet. And before the rest of us even got started good, he had done inhaled a half of a chicken. But he wanted another half. And I said, no, Byron, that's not the way this works. That's the reason they sell those tickets. So they'll sell what they got capacity for it. Well, in the meantime, the lady that was candidate come up with another chicken. By the time the rest of us eat a half a chicken, he eat a whole chicken sitting right there at the table. He fell in love with Lincoln County chicken.
I did fall in love with that chicken. I might be a little embellishment there. It was so good, I want to know. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know about all the exaggerations. Colored it up a little bit.
That whole chicken sitting there.
It changed my color of life. I mean, I've been a competition barbecue cook at that time about 15 years. I've been around some good chicken, but golly, there's just something about that chicken that knocked me out. I couldn't believe what I was eating. I'm like, how could it be so good, man? It was so tender and so juicy and so flavorful, and every bite just demanded you take your nose off.
We'll be at a competition somewhere, and somebody will come up. Now, I don't remember the face or anything. They'll be like, hey, back in 2021, I remember that chicken you cooked. That's one of the best chickens. So, that's an amazing compliment to get that somebody can remember a piece of chicken 4 years later. So.
Hi, this is Byron Chism. We're at Brisket and Bluegrass, Mulberry, Tennessee, September 21st, 2025. One of the things we're featuring at this event, and it's all for the animals, we're doing we call it Lincoln County chicken. It's a process that makes incredible chicken. You get to this area, we don't know of any place that does it quite this way. We're cooking chicken directly over coals, very low and slow, and it's about a 6-hour process. Most people don't cook chicken 6 hours. So they're very surprised at how delicious this is. I know the first time I ever ate it, I can't believe how good it was. I mean, I had to learn how to cook it, and I had to get a pit built. And so to this day, every time we have an event here, we do a Lincoln County chicken. Now, I'm just an organizer in this deal. I got a couple people here who know a little bit more about this than I do. I'll start with David Rupper. He's a lifelong Lincoln County resident. He's been around Lincoln County barbecue all his life, and he knows a lot about the historic value of this, and we'll let him tell you about that in a minute. Buck Buchanan, he started doing this about 25 years ago. He's in charge of the cooking process, puts together just incredible Lincoln County chicken. So we want to document this because a lot of people didn't know much about it, and it's a very nice historical contribution to the region of Middle Tennessee. We get to show you the whole process today through this documentary. And with that in mind, David, you want to tell us a little bit of the background about what you know about how all this got started in Lincoln County?
But when I was growing up, the only time we got barbecue was Memorial Day, 4th of July, and Labor Day. We didn't have barbecue restaurants on, in town or anything like that. It was just a seasonal type thing or whatever and all. And the big thing back then was hickory fired pit whole hog barbecue. Barbecues with those holidays were fundraisers for upkeep of local cemeteries or whatever. And over the years, as they got away from the hogs, so that was labor intensive and all, and somewhere down the line, I'm sure during that cooking process, they cooked chickens or whatever, because chickens and hogs was the only thing you had around here. I'm sure everybody, barbecues and grills chicken of all forms and fashions and all like that. But the dip is what makes the barbecue chicken Lincoln County chicken. Like I said, and the dip consists of 4 simple ingredients, which everybody had on hand, is vinegar, butter, black pepper, and lemon. Done a little research and all like that. The dip is at least 100 to 125 years old. And like I said, after my generation and the generation that's doing it now is gone, this will be a thing of the past or whatever. So that's part of the reason for us going through the trouble to do all this now.
Okay, what we're doing now, we've got our fire lit in the monster, as we call it. We're gonna preheat the pit. We're gonna burn down our wood. You can see the coals already starting to fall. We're gonna take those and shovel them in to the pit before we get started, before the chicken goes on, because we want to heat up the concrete, we want to heat up the lids, we want to have like an oven, like you preheat an oven to cook a cake. So what you have to do is you have to shovel out first to put in here before we reload, because it gets so hot when you start loading, you can't get up there to get the coals. So it's kind of you do one thing before you do something else. Everything has to kind of go in order to keep from burning up. All right, now we're gonna do the trim of the chicken, and what I basically call it is just getting the ugly stuff off. I guess my theory is if I wouldn't eat it, I wouldn't expect nobody else to eat it. So I'm gonna start right here on the tail of the chicken. I'm gonna get the tail. You have some excess skin right here, some fat. I'm gonna trim it off. Nice, pretty shape. We'll come around to the front. Got some extra skin here. A little bit of extra fat. I want a little fat on there, but I don't want these big globs, because that's not a good taste. The reason I'm doing it like this, Jeremy, is your edges are always going to be a little cooler. So that's where I put the legs to the edges. So the chicken's on. Again, we're just watching the pit. Got the chickens on at 12 o'clock. We're gonna cook this way till about 2:30, 3 o'clock, 2.5, 3 hours in. We'll never open the pit up. We're just letting the chicken slow cook. We're gonna shoot for 220 degrees. We're gonna watch these temps. And as they get down to approximately 180 degrees, we'll put some more coals up under it. We'll get the temps back up. At 2:30, 3 o'clock, I will open the pit up. We'll look at the chicken, check for color. If it looks good, we're gonna put our mop on, and we're gonna flip them over. We'll do both sides, and then we'll close it back up, and we'll be watching these temps. And every time that temp drops, we're gonna go ahead and open the doors, put more mop on the chicken, fire it up, let it cook for a while, watch temps, mop it, add fire, watch temps. It's just a real slow process, but very worth the end results.
All right, there's only 4 ingredients: apple cider vinegar, butter, not margarine, butter, lemon, and black pepper. 4 for a gallon. 4 quarts, 4 sticks, 4 ounces, and 4 smaller lemons. That's the secret to the whole deal right there. Like I said, these was, 3 of the 4 were just, everyday staples in the household back then. Vinegar, I always had that, especially, in the summer months. Use that in the canning and everything and all. I always had butter and black pepper. Those are staples. Like I said, where the lemons come in, I haven't figured that out yet. It works. But once the butter melts, you just stir it, to bind all the ingredients or whatever and all. You can also use this as a dipping sauce or whatever. Once you cook the chickens and you wanted to reheat it, then you could resauce them, when you heated them again and put the dip on them, keep them moist or whatever and all.
Now we've had the chickens on approximately 3 hours. Now we're fixing to open the pit. We're gonna mop the chickens, and then we're gonna start rolling them over, flip them, and then we'll do another remop before we fire it again. So let's see how they're looking right now. All right, everything's looking good. Got a nice color on everything. All right, Johnny, if you'll start mopping there, and I'll start rolling them over. Now you can get that vinegar smell coming up off those hot coals. It's really gonna season this chicken, make it delicious. So for the first 3 hours, we've just cooked the chicken. We've just kept our temps at 200, 220 degrees. We've just let it cook. Like I said, first time we've opened the door is right now. So now we're gonna flip it. And as you see, we're mopping and flipping. Then once we get this done, we're gonna watch our temps. And every time our temps get a little low, we will mop again. Because we want to get as much of this mop on here as we can possibly get. So now you've got this body cavity rolled open, and this mop now is gonna collect right in here, and it's gonna soak through that chicken and give it some moisture, some tenderness. But what's running off is gonna hit on those hot coals and bring that smoke and that flavor right back up on this. And as they're shrunk, you can see we're kind of pushing them to the inside a little bit. They're cooking great. I mean, they are looking really good. Yep, I done my job. You take my hand and run through right here, and I can separate that. It's that easy. No knife, no nothing. There's your white meat and your dark meat. That shows if I done my job. That's the way I judge how I done my job. See the juices pour out.
This is amazing chicken. This is amazing. Lincoln County chicken. I'd never had it until I was here 3 years ago. And I tell everybody about this every time I am talking about you, sir.
It was fantastic. It was moist. Everything was just the perfect kind of mix of seasoning and just incredible.
Never flavor.
Enjoyed the flavors. Had any chicken like it.
It's the best darn chicken I've ever eaten in my life. Since we got introduced to the Lincoln County chicken, I really don't want to eat any other chicken. So if I make it at home, it's very substandard. So, yeah, it's very, very good.
Wonderful.
I thoroughly enjoy it, yes. Actually, Montana and everything else, and that's amazing chicken and that long knocked up there. It was sir.
All right.
Hey, Donna, what'd you think about the Lincoln County chicken?
I loved it, but I love it every time I've had it. The first time I ate it was 6 years ago here for the first brisket in bluegrass, and I took one bite and said, "This is the best chicken I'd ever had," and I was like, "Where did this come from?" And so I took a piece home because you had some left, and the next day it was just as good. And since then, I've been in love with Lincoln County chicken.
How about that? Can't get no better than that.
No, you can't.